Bene, buongiorno a tutti e benvenuti.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the opening event of Vicenzaoro 2025. Let's put our hands together to demonstrate that we're officially opening the jewelry show, the first event on the international calendar of gold jewelry. These 5 days, starting today, will feature meetings, exchanges, conferences anticipating market trends, styles, technology, and looking at the future of this industry. This is what we're going to do also during this event, which is dedicated to a very important topic. Made in Italy and safeguarding made in Italy, which means safeguarding lawfulness in the gold jewelry industry, since this is an essential element of development. Let's start with a short video.
Eccoci allora, Presidente.
So, Mr. Ermeti, the president of Italian Exhibition Group, you have many different activities, but I believe that Vicenzaoro plays a special role within the portfolio of all your activities, and it is the most ancient event that also has a key role in promoting made in Italy items abroad. What does this edition mean for Made in Italy? Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for being here at the opening ceremony of January 2025 Vicenzaoro. I'm always very happy when I come to Vicenza, and to Arezzo, of course. I like to officially open these wonderful events of ours. And I'm very glad to get together on these occasions with a wonderful community, the community of gold jewelry, which throughout the years we have developed and built together. Little more than 1 month ago, on the 12th of December, right here in these headquarters, we laid the first stone, the founding stone of the new international house for the gold jewelry industry. And I still feel very emotional about that. Today I'm very romantic, sorry about that, but I actually had a walk through the halls of the fair this morning, and I really felt moved by what I saw. So I still have in my heart the emotion I felt when we laid the first stone, because that day was a very special day. And the fact that you were all there, the institutions of the city were there, the religious institutions, all different associations and organizations that are the protagonists in this industry were there. On that day, as we we're starting the future projects for these headquarters as we were defining our hopes. It was like as if we had carved in the stone an agreement, a pact. An agreement that tells us a lot about what we are and what we want to become, and which gives us the confidence that we will be successful. So IAG is going to keep their promises. In September 2026, the new halls will be finalized, and we will be able to have more room for the many exhibitors we have. And we will be able also to give room to all those that are still waiting to get some exhibition room, but are still on our waiting list because we do not have any more space. So we have also claimed that we were going to proudly defend our leadership in this industry. You have taught me that all this can be summarized with the sentence, beautiful and well made, which actually represents what we actually do in Italy, the beautiful things and items that we produce in Italy. We need to safeguard and protect this quality. It is the Italian heritage of skills and technologies that companies have to protect, and institutions have to support them in this. And it is a pleasure and an honor today to have here on this stage the President of the region, Mr. Zaia, Vice Minister for Enterprises and Made in Italy, Mr. Valentino Valentini. Matteo Zoppas has just joined us, the President of Agenzia ICE. Thank you very much for making it. Good morning, good morning. As well as General Bruno Bartolini, head of the economy department of the finance control institution. Our agreement does not neglect young people. We know that the generational shift is an issue that we must tackle, and I'm very proud for all what we do together. We have involved more than 1,000 young people in Arezzo some months ago. We've done the same this morning with 650 students who have experienced what other young people, a little bit older than they are, have told them to elicit some passion about this industry. Messages of hope. This is all what we are telling each other today, but I'm sure that as soon as you visit our fair, you will realize that hope is a certainty, the certainty that we will be successful and we will maintain the leadership and the beauty of our manufacturing to be offered to the whole world. So I wish you all a profitable fair.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Mayor, Vicenza is a city which has a long tradition here. Still, tradition has to be innovated. You have very clear plans for the future. What is the role of the trade fair for the city? Good morning, everyone. The history of Vicenza is deeply rooted in the tradition of gold, industrially speaking, and has been for decades the most important cluster for gold and for trade fairs in Italy. I mean, things would have been different in another place. Gold feels at home here. Companies are the heart of this area and of the Veneto region. So this historical tradition has been combined, as Mr. Ermeti said, with the ability of IEG to look at the future. That's why Rimini and Vicenza trade fairs have been have joined. The caterpillars outside are working, maybe not today, but they will in the coming days. They are building the new hall, the new pavilion, looking at the future. We have a former pavilion, a smaller one, close to the railway station, and for the first years of the trade fair. Now we are here, the fair is growing, and that shows that the history is not only of the past, but history for the future. So enjoy the trade fair. You also have Vicenzaoro offer, live in the city. And the fact that this morning we've had 650 young students, we saw them going out, showing that the connection of gold with the land is still going on. They were all here at the beginning of the day, looking at the future. Welcome, Mr. Zaia. Welcome, and thank you for being here this morning. Good morning, everyone. You succeeded to survive to the attack of the press people. We know that this is a very important field for the region. What are the initiatives that you have and that you are planning? I would like to thank President Ermeti and all the audience. Let's join our hands to congratulate those who have been working. This edition is devoted to young people, we know. I think that also the many working students around who are supporting the trade fair will find them in our services, making roads, working in hospitals, so thanks to them. As the mayor said, and as President Ermeti said, this is the most important goldsmith cluster together with Alessandria and Arezzo. We have about 512 companies, 306 are crafts, and they usually have 8 employees. Don't forget that the export volume is 2 billion euro. That means that brain, creativity, determination, design, indeed contribute to this 2.4 billion. It's a very important international business card. Our entrepreneurs, have the US, the Emirates, and this boom of the Turkish market. You might explain that. I saw the data about Turkey, Vicenza and Alessandria going up. Our growth is 13%. So this is an industry hiring about 5,000 employees. Going back to the young people grow within the gold and jewelry industry from the age of 15 to 29, plus 25 young persons working in the industry. Thank you very much. We are here to speak about projects for the future. Will you deal with them? What about? Will you deal with the region, the economics? I think I will earn my bread and butter. That was a political question. Anyway, the floor to Mrs. Claudia Piaserico, President of Confindustria Federorafi. Together with all the industry associations, you signed the first agreement with the tax police. We have the general here. And what about Turkey? Plus 44%. What's the reason of that? Switch on the microphone, please. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. Well, to react to Mr. Zaia, there is a reason for that. For some, that could have been to the war in Ukraine, so that was a way to reach those countries through Turkey. As a matter of fact, the boom is due to internal economics. The high inflation rate affecting Turkey was such that the government leveled a tax of raw material of plus 20%. So they have decided to buy semi-manufactured products. That's why the Arezzo area had a proportional increase compared with the others because of that. Buying semi-manufactured products mean gold yuan, no manufacturing activities, remelting of the product, and possibility to reinvest. Did I answer your question? That was the reason why. And let's go to the key subject of the protocol. President, why is it that in the different clusters there is a risk of criminality, mafia, and so on? Well, we need to secure a sector, an industry, which is a bulwark of the made in Italy. That has to be protected in a different way. Because the increase in prices of raw material, that means gold has become appealing for criminals. That's why defending and speaking about things in a different way with people who could protect that was essential. Protecting the law is a basic prerequisite for defending a society and a community. That meant also fighting against counterfeited products, forged products, and protection of companies. Since you mentioned young people, the very safety and stability of companies means that people and their families should trust our industry. That means having a good reputation. The industry is healthy economically, so it should be safe. That means families would like to have their kids training. The good reputation was not like that in the past. That means going under the spotlights.
Conosce bene anche questo settore perché l'ha visto anche.
For sure, this is very important for Made in Italy. You have been responsible in Tuscany, and you know the Arezzo district very well. So which is the situation, and how did you develop this kind of development? Well, first of all, good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for inviting me here in Vicenza. Actually, we just met, and we looked each other in the eyes, and we understood that we had to work together because we had to work on a shared issue. And I would like to use a term that is not used frequently enough. Young people. How can we get young people closer to an industry like ours? That is a potential, but some complexity as well. And the common denominator was confidence. Let's create confidence, which is much more important than reputation, so that the atmosphere becomes appealing to young people. So that was the first step and the first exchange. Then we decided to carry out a joint analysis because this is a very technical industry with some technical aspects. Those who know the industry very well can understand the problems. But if you look at the industry from the outside, you might intuit something, but but you can't really understand exactly which are the priorities. An exchange can certainly lead to a better analysis of the definition of objectives and solutions. But of course, the lawfulness is the essential element for any development strategy. And this is actually also the real meaning of this protocol. General, in 2024, in Class MBC, we were talking about gold reaching $1,700 the ounce. This has an effect, especially on the micro and small companies in this industry that become more vulnerable to possible infiltrations. So what can you do in this respect? Well, it is very important to have a communication channel so that when problems arise, these problems can be clearly communicated and defined. That's the added value. To give you a wider analysis of the scenario, it is clear that in this industry we do not have only one raw material. Gold, we have recently done a very important operation, is at the base of international scams, because a gold certificate inspires the confidence of those that want to invest their money, but very often people abuse of the avidity of those that want to speculate on this, with consequences also for those who have to use this raw material for their manufacturing. Gold allows for value transfer, so it is of interest for criminal organizations that have changed in time. So we're talking about internationalized organizations that are active on the legal and on the illegal market simultaneously, transferring funds from the legal to the illegal market, recycling, greenwashing all these resources, and laundering the money and involving companies that are unaware of all this. So the protocol will also help companies protect themselves from these risks. Well, let me give you a concrete example. There might be companies that emit invoices for non-existing exchanges. So they receive cash, which is usually the result of drug smuggling. So criminals today launder their money acting in this sort of way, and we have to contrast all this. This is very, very important for your companies because, Mrs. Piaserico, it is very important to focus on the lawfulness of the whole industry or the value chain, also to be able to sell on international markets. So what do you think about this protocol? How significant is it going to be? It is going to be an added value to made in Italy products. Made in means well made and beautiful, but well made means a lot. It also includes the safety in a company, stability, the stability of a company, meaning reliability for the foreign counterparts. There is always a fear of encountering non-reliable, unstable partners. From this viewpoint, the protocol and the activities that we're going to carry out will be supporting stability. President, we have also heard that many research works present interesting data. The data of 2024 are not definitive yet, but we can see that the export is growing more than 7%. Turnovers are growing by 5%. So what about 2025? How is it starting? 2025 is starting with a positive sentiment following the extremely positive 2024. So we can talk about the official data, the first 9 months of the previous year. Export in general has gone up by 30%, also following what President Zaia told us before, with the anomalous Turkish import, the growth of raw material prices affecting also the final turnover values. However, notwithstanding all these aspects, export is positive. Markets have not changed significantly in the last 4 years, so with the exception of Turkey, United States is the #1 market, followed by Switzerland, France, and the Arab Emirates. And there is also the positive sign of rebirth and regrow of Korea and Japan. So routes are changing, but prospects are still positive also for 2025. Yes, this is our expectation for 2025. Well, during these 5 days, we'll test all this. Different exchanges will be organized with Vicenzaoro. I apologize with Mr. Nardin, but I would like to ask the President, how important is the relationship between institutions and entrepreneurs to stimulate the growth of this industry? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to all the represented institutions. Well, I believe that 150 craftsmen have actually understood how important it was to get together. In 1200 something, they got together and created the first corporation of Vicenza craftsmen. And now we have 600 companies. As President Zaia told us, 50% of them are artisanal. The remaining part is capital companies, proving that we are confronted with a mix, the mix of craftsmanship and the capability of tackling international markets with the awareness that was just described and which is absolutely mandatory today. So those 500 people operating in their companies, and as President Zaia told us before, it is not just those people working in the jewelry companies. Today, we have many young people and many exhibitors stayed in our hotels, ate in our wonderful restaurants in the province of Vicenza, and luckily, thanks to the farsightedness of IEG, not far away from here, we have people working for 22,000 square meters to be added to the headquarters. Like Henry Ford used to say, it is not just a matter of figures, but it is a matter of the reputation of this industry, represented by all the workers involved directly and indirectly in this industry. So this is why IEG is becoming more and more international, and Vicenzaoro, the jewelry cluster of the province of Venice, still confirm their reputation and the competence of their people. These are the two pillars that in the relationship between institutions and companies must be further developed. This is a winning way, and we need to go this way.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nardin. You know, Crafting the Future is the slogan for these 5 days. Let's see a video clip.
Link past and future. We connect generations.
crafting the future.
Crafting the future. The future is increasingly international, Mr. Matteo Zoppas. For the first time, people attending the trade fair coming from abroad are more numerous. You represent IC Agenzia. What is the role of this agency in making the industry grow? Thank you very much. Well, the true numbers, Mrs. Piaserico made a spoiler. I would like to correct you. It's a plus 37%, US minus 9%. And there are, situations in between, still confirming that the Italian export is holding, notwithstanding the problems. We are ranking 4th in the world after India, China, and so on. We were 3rd 2 years ago. So the gold industry, described by Mrs. Piaserico and by all other companies, well, they are ambassadors of the Made in Italy in the world, and they have to be praised because we are ranking 4th in terms of sales, but sales are not enough because those ranking before us have lower quality products. So we have a very good position with good products, and for that we are ranking 1st in the world. This is done thanks to entrepreneurs who built our positioning. I mean, out of 600 billion of export in Italy, and we have good infrastructures. We have a number of agencies working together to support the economy. We have a role in that, and in Vicenza, we attract 500 operators and buyers. When entrepreneurs come and ask me, what is each doing? I mean, these 500 people would have the each pin, they could be identified. You know, we have Pitti and the Week of Fashion and so on. We attract thousands of exhibitors, and they are carefully selected, and we indeed attract strategic customers, knowing that 1 out of 2 buyers met by the Italian entrepreneurs in Italy at a trade fair. It's quite a number. That's enough to explain what Agenzia ICE does. We help entrepreneurs to exhibit at foreign trade fairs with all the different Italian industries, and they are accompanied to do the missions to meet other entrepreneurs. We attract customers in Italy so that they can meet the people of the different clusters. We have 80 offices in the world, which are coordinated also with the diplomatic activities to support, in particular, the SMEs to grow internationally. We also contribute to development. We promote the Made in Italy, different industries. So we indeed support the storytelling of company marketing for the Made in Italy. There we have about 40 influencers in the social media, in the press, in Italy and abroad. On the one hand, we work with the Foreign Affairs Minister, and we work with the Made in Italy Ministry. We have the Deputy Minister here, coordinated with the rest of the Italy as a System agencies. Export data were published yesterday. we were afraid of going back. There is a slight decrease. It was minus 0.5 in October, with Europe minus 1.1. The number was slightly in the negative. We are now at 0.7, so probably at the end of the year we will about the same value of last year, which was 624 billion, which is plus 20% as compared with 2019. Let's join our hands to congratulate those who have contributed to that. This year, you know, next week we'll have President-elected Trump to become the president. So, you know, what is the impact of that? What should we expect for our exporters? Well, we really don't know what is going to happen. Declarations were made during the campaign, and we don't know whether they will translate into practice or not. A similar claim was posed in the previous election. Some things were done with a relatively low impact. The relationship between US and Italy is very good, but that should be seen in the framework and in the backstage or background of Europe. So we don't know what will be the advantage for Italy. We should also think of a possible slowing down of imports in the US during the election, and then as a rebound, a major increase after the new president is in the Oval Office. There is another important thing. Since 2014, or rather from 2014 to 2024, from 380 bureaucratic provisions, both tariff and non-tariff as barriers, to 2,800. So there is a major increase, which is really against the idea of deregulating experts. That is something to be carefully watched, because those tariffs would indeed also contribute to worsening other blockades, such as certifications and so on. That might have a worse impact than tariffs. Indeed, we don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully, both for import and export, these tariffs have no major impact, or rather, hopefully, diplomacy could stop that.
Thank you very much, President Zoppas. Valentino Valentini, Deputy Minister for Made in Italy and Enterprises. Several elements have emerged. What does the government think about this? Well, first of all, it is a pleasure and a personal honor to be here at the Gold Fair in Vicenza. Number one, because Vicenza is a city of art, manufacturing, industry, a city with a great capacity of innovation. And the Vicenza Fair proves that the exhibition system is a very important driver to promote Made in Italy items. And this is possible because we act as the president has told us, that is because the fair system is connected with the city, with the area, with different experiences. You know, Made in Italy consists of items and products, but also it is made up of much more. We need to intercept the changes in consumers' behaviors, where we can see that there is a merging between material, immaterial, virtual, and real. And consumers ask for quality, for price. And I would like to congratulate you for all what you have done in terms of lawfulness, because consumers ask for values, sustainability, something we didn't know of in the past. And this fair actually focuses on this, because apart from the beautiful items that we can see here, and I'm very glad that my partner did not come with me. It would have been very expensive to come to this fair if she had joined me here. But apart from this, we are the best in Italy to produce machinery. That's a very important aspect. We're the leader. And we focus on young people. We focus on the future. This is, I believe, the key for the success of an exhibition system and of this fair. A fair where you can see, you can network, and you are at the forefront. And keep our country at the forefront. As far as lawfulness is concerned, well, I believe that an industry can be leading only if made in Italy as a brand is safeguarded. Our companies must be protected. Made in Italy brand must be protected. And our ministry has recently promoted rules and laws to contrast counterfeiting, which is very dangerous because it detracts the profit or the ingenuity of our entrepreneurs. This is also a sign of success. I mean, when you're successful, you frequently are plagiarized and counterfeited, but we must contrast this. And we have also tried to support our companies, because some of them are able to go abroad, others need the network. They need a cluster. They're artisanal. And they need some support, because maybe their customers decide to buy less. So to support our companies and to provide Made in Italy with some content, we need to give a guarantee of the territorial provenance of our countries. Torre del Greco, the Coral and Cameo cluster have their own protocol and rules, and they have characterized their production. So this is a possible solution that we recommend to entrepreneurs to give some added value to the generic brand Made in Italy. So it must be more territorialized. Thank you very much, Deputy Minister Valentino Valentini. What about President Trump? Do you have any worries? Mr. Zoppas told us we don't know what he's going to do. Well, I believe that nobody knows what Mr. Trump is going to do. A famous American politician said, I do not smoke, I do not drink, I don't cheat on my wife. Sometimes I tell lies. So what we see today is not permanent. The dollar has gone up. It is a result of speculation. The same happened also in other markets like Turkey. And I believe that in the futures, there might be strong fluctuations, so let's wait and see. And my advice, but I know that you're much better than I am, is that the market we used to know in the past, the market of free trade, it is actually disappearing. And we need to think about a series of markets where we will have to act in a different way, knowing that they're no longer interconnected as they used to be in the past. So a further level of complexity, in other words. So tariffs have increased, and the Biden administration actually did not remove Trump's tariffs. They increased them. So let's wait and see. Let's be ready for possible fluctuations. And let's react with innovation, quality, lawfulness, training, education. Made in Italy, in other words. Great. This is what we're going to do here in Vicenzaoro in these 5 days. Thank you very much. So prior to the cutting of the ribbon, Her Excellency, the Ambassador of India, has joined us. I would like to give her the floor for a few words. Thank you very much for being here, Mrs. Vani Rao. We all know that jewelry is very important in India for tradition and for industry. Welcome, Mrs. Vani Rao, Indian Ambassador in Italy. Good morning, everybody. Namaste.
Very special event at Vicenzaoro, which has really established its reputation as an important trade event in the entire value chain of the jewelry industry. And I thank the president of this exhibition, Maurizio Ermeti, Honorable Mayor of Vicenza, the president of Veneto region, and also Vice Minister Valentini for giving me this opportunity. I'm here to represent my country, India, which is playing a very important role in the global gems and jewelry industry as an exporter and also a manufacturer. We are a leading exporter with annual exports of US $32 billion, and we have been a regular participant at this event for decades. And our Gems Jewelry Exporters Promotion Council has brought several companies here, and I'm looking forward to meeting them. There are other Indian companies as well. As a supplier of 80% of the world's cut and polished diamonds, India is an indispensable partner for global diamond needs. We export a diverse range of jewelry, including gold, colored gemstones, silver, lab-grown diamonds, catering to several market preferences. Our strengths include a long-standing tradition of highly skilled artisans and craftsmen who create jewelry for top global retail brands, ensuring superior craftsmanship and designs. India holds a prominent position in the global diamond polishing industry and is also a top exporter of gold and synthetic stones. Our jewelry industry has also adopted sustainable sourcing, ethical practices, advanced technologies, and hallmarking, which have enhanced trust, quality standards for our products to meet the global demand for these criteria. Our government has also invited foreign direct investment in the jewelry sector, 100% of which can be in the automatic route. And because we are in Italy, I would like to take this opportunity to make some suggestions about how India and Italy can work together. We can combine Italy's renowned craftsmanship with India's skilled artisans to create globally appealing designs and become globally competitive. We can leverage Italian expertise in machinery and innovation to enhance efficiency of our jewelry manufacturing. We can also establish exchange programs between our artisans and craftsmen and your designers so that we can build partnerships which benefit both our industries. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Her Excellency Ambassador Vani Rao. Thank you so much anche per i contenuti che ha portato in questo suo.
Thank you very much also for the contents that you have provided us with. Now the moment has come to cut the ribbon and to take a photograph. So I would like to invite Mr. Gaetano Cavalieri, the president of SIPJO, Mr. Giorgio Copsocalco, president of the Chamber of Commerce of Vicenza, Corrado Peraboni, the managing director of IEG, the Councillor of the Italian Exhibition Group, Carlo Costa, IEG, Marco Carniello, Chief Business Officer, Marco Vescovo, Director of Operations in Vicenza, Matteo Farsuva, Global Exhibition Director, and Michela Amendoni, Product Marketing and Communication Manager, Italian Exhibition Group. Please join me on the stage for the official photograph and the cutting of the ribbon for the archives of this 71st edition of Vicenzaoro January that is starting today. Thank you very much to the ambassador who's right at the center of our photograph.
La composizione dell'inquadratura è sempre complessa, ma ce l'abbiamo fatta, siamo pronti.
It's not easy to take a picture with so many people, but we are ready.
Evviva, buona Vicenzaoro a tutti!
Enjoy Vicenzaoro and thank you very much.